the pre-Christmas clear up, and it felt good. Not that there was a lot to clear up, because obviously we didn't do a tree or any decorations really, just a few wreaths, but I was sat this morning on the sofa just looking at all the cards, and I was like, I think I'm going to get rid of them, and I think it's time to take the wreaths down as well. And it's only the 28th. I know some of you were screaming like, no, that's way too early, and I agree, it is way too early. Had we have done a tree and full decorations around the house, we would be keeping them up probably until like the 2nd. But with there being so little, it kind of started to feel a little bit like clutter. So I was like, let's just get rid of it. And I wasn't really in the most festive mood anyway, was I? So I kind of just wanted it done and gone. So that feels good. We are feeling a bit ill this morning. I'm trying to fight it, but it's, you know, when you like do the sneeze that kind of like brings it all to the front of your head, and you're like, oh, that wasn't a normal sneeze, that was a sneeze that felt like it was the start of something, which isn't great. I don't really want to get ill. I got some new running some special headphones for running, and I really wanted to test them out today, but I'm now thinking, see how I feel in a few hours, but I'm not feeling great. And it's also not great for vlogging purposes, because if I'm sick, I'm not going to want to vlog. But what I might try to do actually in this vlog is a kind of like short 2024 favourites. I don't think I've ever done a yearly favourite. Are you ready? Are you ready? You ready for 2024 favourites? Susie's on sound, Juno's on lighting. I feel like I should have done a slightly old school YouTube backdrop, you know, bit of a blur with some candles and fairy lights or something, because that's what this feels like right now. Okay, 2024 favourites. I'm going to try and be quite snappy about this, because there were so many great category suggestions on Instagram the other day, but I can't do them all because I'll be here forever. So I've picked the most popular, but there is still quite a few things to get through. Starting with fragrance, I have narrowed it down to 3 favourite fragrances of 2024. I spoke about Matière Premier's Bois de Ben in a vlog in the summer, I think. Probably my most worn fragrance of last year, up until the point of late summer when I discovered Parisian Musk from the brand. And then it was kind of like a fight between these two. They're both woody, but Parisian Musk is slightly sweeter. I would describe it as creamy. That sounds weird, but yeah, it's kind of creamy. And I think, I mean, if someone had described it to me like that, I would have been like, absolutely not. I don't like sweet fragrances. I don't like florals. I don't like vanilla. But when I smelt this, I was like, this is kind of like that slightly lighter woody fragrance that maybe I subconsciously was seeking out. And I know I just said I hate vanilla, but the third fragrance is Vanille Camouflage from Dries Van Noten. I discovered this about 2 months ago, and I was like, do you know what, I'm going to smell it. I'm going to smell it because why not? And I was like, wow, it's very green. It's like a freshly cut tomato vine with this slight kind of like twist to it, which is the vanilla. It completely cuts through the sweetness and has changed. I mean, I still don't like vanilla, but it has changed my perception of how vanilla can smell within a fragrance for sure. And it's been my most worn fragrance for the last 2 months, I'd say, since I got it. It's very wearable for me. Like it's not too heavy, but the green in it still feels quite nice at this time of year. But as we go into spring, it would still feel quite like fresh and appropriate for the season. A complete wild card, I would say, in terms of fragrance. And it's the first kind of like vanilla fragrance that I've actually liked. So hats off to Dries for that, because and also the packaging, like, just stunning. For beauty, I said to myself, which things would I really feel quite lost without if they just disappeared? 2 of them are a lip balm, because I can't exist without lip balm, basically. I'm a skin picker, and I do pick my lips from time to time, and a lip balm helps deter me from doing that, but also if I do it, a lip balm helps to protect and heal. 2024 was the year I discovered that there is a small version of 8 Hour Cream. Don't know why it took me long to discover this. I have been carrying around that big tube of 8 Hour Cream ever since I can remember. And then I was at an airport and I was like, wait, what? There's a small version. Why did I not even think about getting a small version? The amount of times I have sacrificed other beauty products when I'm traveling to take that full-size 8-hour cream with me. So this has helped massively. I'm quite codependent on 8-hour cream because I use it for so many different things. So I've always got one with me. I think every Christmas Dean's mum gets me one, which is very helpful. Yeah, it's just like, it's part of me now, 8-hour cream. I use it on my eyelids, I use it as a highlighter, I use it on my lips, I use it on my cuticles. Yeah, I use it on like dry patches and stuff. And then the other lip balm is the Mecca Cosmetica Lip Protectant. I think they're pretty sure this has an SPF in it. It's just a very pleasant lip balm that kind of smells like fruit salad Chewits. I don't know if Chewits exist outside of the UK. They're a sweet with a monster as the Chewit monster as the mascot. Yeah, it's just a very nice lip balm, and it's the one that I've used the most. I feel like I'm so nearly at the end of it. And then the other two products, Merit Beverly Hills Flush Balm. There are many great Flush Balm colours that I like, but Beverly Hills is the one I come back to time and time again. It's the one that's always in my makeup bag because it's for me, it's a very easy to wear kind of rosy pink that seems to suit my skin quite well and is quite similar to my lip colour, which I feel like is quite good with the blush. And then, this is actually quite a wild card, the Victoria Beckham Contour Stylus Sculpt and Detail. I am not someone who has ever really got into contouring, but this little stick is great because I don't wear eyeshadow, but I like to add in a bit of definition to my eye. So I use this little stick to put some definition in the socket, and then do a touch of contouring here, a little bit of like bronzing here. Sometimes put a little bit just along my lash line as well. A very versatile little stick that I would feel lost without. Jewellery was really hard to pick because I just love all my jewellery basically, but I've got to pick a favourite. So I really wore like a balance of like gold and silver. Like silver became quite popular last year, didn't it? So favourite silver jewellery. These Nina Gordon earrings were, yeah, these are the favourite, I think, of 2024. They are the perfect balance of kind of like statement but still very wearable for every day. Don't get me wrong, I love a big statement earring and will wear statement earrings during the day, but in terms of like just something I can rely on every day that still has like this kind of organic, interesting look and is a little bit chunky, these definitely tick all the boxes. And then for gold, it's tough. If I pick most worn, it's this ring from Monica Vinader. Like when I'm wearing gold, this ring is worn all the time. But I also absolutely adore this like signet ring from Sherilyn Berth. Love how like unique it is. It's just so just like tactile. It feels lovely. I mean, it's very heavy as well. It's very nice to wear. And actually, sorry, one more silver piece. This Alligator ring. Actually, I don't need to take it off. Also a favourite. Oh, sorry, one more. These Chanlu pearl earrings, actually I wore these so much last year and will continue to, obviously, but they are stunning. And they're quite light, which is great. For an earring, I do quite like my earrings to be light. I don't like them to sort of like weigh my ears down. Okay, that's it for jewellery. I need to put it all away, otherwise I'll just pick another favourite. But also, getting travel cases for my jewellery was quite a game changer last year. This one's covered in fluff. This one's Lee Studio, just a black velvet one, and this brown suede one is Monica Vinader. Looks like that inside. Okay, quick mention for this Christmas gift from Dean. Just great, fantastic. I'm going to do a quick fire round now. Favourite restaurant or dining experience? The Bull at Charlbury. It is the most cosy pub. We went at the end of March, so it still had a very winter feel to it. I'd quite like to go in the summer to see how it feels, because obviously the menu will change, the outdoor space will be in use. The food was incredible. It's like classic British gastro pub food, but it's executed so perfectly. Absolutely loved it. That kind of segues nicely actually into favourite interior. So during that trip, we went to South Devon to stay at the Secular Retreat house designed by Peter Zumthor. I've never stayed anywhere like it before. It's incredible. I was in awe of just how it was built. It's huge. But I took a lot of inspiration away from that. I was very particularly captivated by the kitchen. I loved the kitchen, obviously loved all the concrete. Have taken a lot of inspiration from that. for our house. Obviously our house is a bit smaller, just a touch smaller, but in terms of kitchen and materials, it has given me a lot of food for thought. Favourite book, easy one, Barbara Kingsolver, Demon Copperhead. This one really got me out of a reading slump this year and I absolutely loved it. It is sad, but it's also very captivating, and as people say, I gobbled it up. I feel like book people say that a lot when they speak about books that they love. I gobbled it up. For homeware, I've decided to pick my favourite mugs because I use mugs every day. I use the same mugs every day. My coffee mug is from a local ceramicist called Paige Mitchell. And then my matcha mug, because yes, I have a different mug for matcha, because some mugs just feel right for certain drinks, you know? You just know when you hold it in your hand and you drink from it, you're like, okay, this one's coffee, this one's tea, this one's matcha. So this was my matcha mug and this is from Too Good. Favourite travel? Not so much a destination, it was a journey / experience. I was invited to go on the Venice Simplon Orient Express train, which is a Belmont train that you spend the night on. I am still unsure why I was invited on that. I had such major imposter syndrome, but I was like, this is a once in a lifetime experience, so I am saying yes to this. I was also lucky enough to be able to bring Michelle along with me. It was so much fun. I don't think anything could prepare me for just the kind of like decadence of that experience. It just, yeah, still lost for words. Yeah, I've never experienced anything like that before. It was so much fun, and like the novelty of being on a train and sleeping on it and dining on it and like partying on it, like just doesn't wear off. And also having a shower on it, like it was truly so special, and I feel so privileged to experience that because I don't think I would have experienced anything like that in my lifetime otherwise. If you are ever in a position to experience a Belmont train, absolutely recommend. It's just like you feel like you step back in time and you're kind of like experience this old world glamour, because they have like a band and they have all these girls dancing and like you dress up, and like the food was incredible. There's just unlimited champagne as well. Yeah, that was unreal. My favourite shoes aren't the most exciting. I'm going to start with the Marie H sneakers from the Row. I don't really like trainers, you know, like sporty trainers. I've tried Sambas, I've tried various New Balance. I just don't feel like me when I wear those kinds of trainers. So the Marie H is a very inconspicuous, easy to style trainer that you don't really notice when it's on the foot. So there's no surprise at how versatile it is, because I mean, look at it, it kind of goes with pretty much everything. I also have the white and black version, so the version that has the white sole, which I am going to try and wear more next year because I feel like I've neglected them, because these are just so easy to style. They're very comfortable. This is just a black canvas upper. The Tabby ballet flat was also a favourite. I think it was when I went to Amsterdam, wasn't it? Sorry, I don't want to show you this gross sole of my shoe. I did like a ludicrous amount of steps in these when I went to Amsterdam, and I was so surprised at how comfortable they were. I know there are many people that hate tabbies. I personally love them. The ballet flat in particular, for me, is a great style of ballet flat that doesn't feel too dainty. Like, I like a ballet flat, but I don't... Basically, I've got wide feet. And most ballet flats just don't look good on my feet. You know, I like the way a Chanel ballet flat looks, but that is not working on my feet. I need something that is a little bit more, I don't know, I guess like unusual in the way that a tabby is, especially if I'm wearing something simple. It's just a kind of way to add like some fun in. They do now need resoling and a little bit of a clean up, but I mean, to be expected when I think I was doing something like 20,000 steps a day when I was in Amsterdam. But yeah, they were worn so much, and they just worked well with a lot of things. Particularly liked wearing them with like, you know, like a pair of like tailored shorts in the summer. And then, okay, third pair of shoes. You'll never be able to guess in a million years. A pair of Uggs. I bet you didn't think a pair of Uggs was going to be one of my favourites of 2024. I got these for Christmas 2023, and outside of summer, I would say I pretty much wear these every day. If you see me from the waist up in a vlog, I've probably got a pair of leggings on and my Uggs, because they're they're kind of like the shoe that I use for around the house and when I'm just kind of like popping in and out of the house, you know, going to the shops or the post office or whatever. They are so comfortable, they are so cozy. I get it. I get why people love Uggs. But yeah, if I'm just like in and out of the house, it's just like big jumper, leggings, Uggs. Oh, do you know what else is a really heavily worn shoe? And I'm wearing it right now. These are the Vibi Venezia Velvet Mary Janes. These are also another shoe that kind of get used as a kind of like house shoe. I do wear them out a lot. Particularly wear these a lot when I'm kind of on holiday, which is weird because they're a velvet shoe. But I don't know. Anyway, yeah, these worn a lot. Favourites for sure. Oh, and Sleepers flip-flops, but they are in the loft with my summer shoes. The tapered ones. I wore those so much. I feel like I might have to buy another pair because I could potentially, they might be a bit broken now. You know what my favourite bag is going to be. It's been my favourite bag since I bought it in 2022. I'm like a broken record. You're probably sick of it. It is, of course, the Bindle bag from the Row. Bought this in 2022 on Vestiaire Collective, and my love for it has not waned. If anything, it has just grown and grown and continues to grow because there is something so satisfying about having a bag that just works for me in every scenario. Do you know, the only time I'm like, do you know what, the Bindle doesn't work is maybe like for an evening out, you know? And even then I probably would be like, well, maybe I could take this to the club. Not that I'm going to a club. Anyway, do you know what I mean though? Like when a bag just works all the time, every time, it is very satisfying. And I would say I really sort of like practiced the art of letting go last year with like sort of wear and tear. Like I'm very careful with things. I take care of everything, and you know, I steam everything. I use a shaver on things. I keep everything in its dust bag. You know, I'm that kind of person. But last year I was like, do you know what? This bag, it doesn't even live in a dust bag anymore. It just lives hung on a door because it's the type of thing I just like grab and go. And I really put it through its paces. I probably loaded it up way more than I should have, but it can take a lot of weight. And the leather's not warped. There's no damage to it. You know, I got worried about this point getting a bit weak, but no, it's in exactly the same shape as it was when I first got it. It's just, in my opinion, the perfect bag for me. I just love this bag so much. And I imagine it will probably be a favourite of 2025 as well. However, I am predicting that there could be another favourite that comes along in 2025. Well, it has already come along. And this kind of segues nicely into my favourite second-hand purchase of 2024. So, there is a bag that I have. Do you know what? The bag will get a proper intro in another video. Basically, I bought another bag from the Row. The team over at Sourceware helped me find this secondhand. It is the Terrace. Now, like I said, I will intro this bag properly, maybe in a vlog or something. But this, like I said, was a secondhand find. And I actually am shook that Sourceware managed to find this for me secondhand because it's quite a new bag. And yeah, I'm kind of predicting that this could potentially be like a 2025 favourite for me in terms of bags because it fits so much inside, like so much. And it's just, I can't quite believe I own it because it felt like a pipe dream for so long, and I just thought I'm never ever going to be able to find this bag secondhand within my budget. And then Sourceware just managed to work their magic, and I was actually in shock when they emailed to say that they found it. So this kind of, yeah, is like a new kind of favourite bag, but also like a favourite secondhand find of last year. I'm going to tuck it away in its dust bag. But other secondhand finds that I really was very pleased with, my Georg Jensen Nana Ditzel brooch, which, hold on, it's like very appropriately still pinned on to another great secondhand find. Yeah, it was the Nana Ditzel for Georg Jensen brooch that I found on eBay at the very start of the year actually. And the coat is a vintage Jean-Paul Gaultier coat that I found on Japanese eBay. But yeah, the brooch, I guess this kind of goes in with jewellery as well, doesn't it? But but it's just so beautiful. And actually, that charm that is on the terrace at the moment is also George Jensen. And then I'm going to wrap it up with coats. So I had to pick two because of summer and winter. So favourite trench, and this is now probably for like the second year running, it's the Totem one, you know, the flying squirrel one with the big sleeves. In my opinion, it's just like a really unique shape. I love how big and curved the sleeves are. I love the contrast it creates with a big floaty dress, and you know I love a big floaty dress. The tone of beige is also just spot on. It works really nicely with like pops of colour. I wore it a lot with like a pop of green. The fabric's lovely. It's just one of those pieces where my love for it just grows and grows and grows, much like the bindle. So much so that actually at the start of autumn I found the black version finally, but didn't wear it as much as I hoped because the weather turned just as I kind of got it and it was a bit too cold. So I'm anticipating this year that the black will kind of be like neck and neck with the beige, and I'll end up wearing that one quite a lot. And then for winter coat, that House of Dagmar coat, you know, the sort of like tweed one, which feels like a bit of a wild card because like looking at the type of coats that I like, you know, I like a raglan sleeve, I like sort of like sculptural shapes, but that actually was almost felt like a bit of a kind of like breath of fresh air, because especially when wearing like very simple outfits, I mean, because it wasn't black and it wasn't beige, it had a bit of texture to it. When I was wearing like very simple outfits, that was the one I reached for because it just added a bit of something, and then I could just add on like some like nice hat, scarf, gloves, that kind of thing to really like just build it out. So yeah, as a result, that was actually like my favourite winter coat of the year. And I think also just like the shape of it just felt quite different to a lot of the more sort of like curved shoulder shapes that I tend to go for. Yeah, a beautiful coat, really nice weight, beautiful movement, really warm. I think I should leave it there, shouldn't I? I've spoken for a very long time. My mouth is quite dry. I do not have any resolutions. I haven't even thought about anything like that. Those kind of things haven't really crossed my mind this year yet. Drink more water, that's the one I always say. Anyway, so yeah, that was a slice of my favourites from last year. In terms of going into 2025 and sort of like predictions, I feel like that terrace bag could be like a new favourite bag, maybe, we shall see. Something actually I was thinking though, in this year, I would like to just stop, like, not stop wearing black. I was about to say stop wearing black. No, not that at all. I'm one of those people that when I'm like looking at something, I'm like, does this come in black? I'm always like, does it come in black though? And I want to stop automatically doing that because I have a lot of black things, I have a lot of navy things, and I would just like to introduce, even if it's just like more blues, more camels, like just stop automatically wanting something in black, basically, because I feel like even just towards the end of 2024, I started to think about how I could just introduce like a stripe a bit more. Like I got this blue striped shirt and I was like wearing that with like my Corley Studio jacket. And I was like, oh, I like this. I like the textures. I like the patterns. And I'm like, you know, like with the House of Dagmar coat, I'm like, there's a little bit more texture and pattern there. And I'm like, how can I bring this out a bit more in 2025? Because I have other colours in my wardrobe. I just need to bring them out and see how I can make them work with blacks and greys and stuff. So yeah, I think maybe just push myself a little bit more with like a few other colours. That is the thing I would like to do in 2025. Right, anyway, I'm gonna go now. So I shall see you all again soon. But yeah, happy new year everyone. It's 2025.